Hey, Trinity here, showing my pudge. I have gained so much weight since moving to Statesboro, it's embarrassing. But Little Caesars will do that to you. Anyway, it was my birthday, my 12-step birthday. I have celebrated 5 years in recovery. I am so thankful because it has been a trying 5 years. However, what I wanted to do today, I wanted to kind of do a little birthday reading and tried to film it outside, and the cat jumped on the table and there were people going in and out. So I have locked myself in my room for privacy because this is one of the few things I really enjoy doing. It's a way of me being of service. And anyway, as you can tell, I'm not in the best of moods. So let's hope that this reading helps right me. Anyway, Mother, Father, God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for making us a channel of thy love, peace, and power as you mold us into the best example of your will on earth to anyone put before us today. Please give us energy and strength as we go out from here and do thy bidding. Please divorce us of selfishness and self-centeredness. Please divest us of self-seeking motives, self-pity, and dishonesty. Help guide us with right thought, right action, right spiritual intention, with clarity, focus, and follow-through in taking action to fulfill our greatest potential. Help us to create rather than consume. Help us to discern who, how, and when to be of service to you and our fellows. And give us anything that we may need to handle any troublesome issues that may come our way today. May we do your will always. Amen. All right. Let's go ahead and see what Spirit has in store for us. Spirit, ooh, one right there. Spirit, what do we have for today? Just for today. Well, I'm being told just that one. Oh. Oh. Got the Empress. So the Empress is the third card in the deck, and I go by Trinity, which is not my birth name. It's a name I gave myself when I was 16. I feel like this is just an acknowledgement, like, hey, we see you, we hear you. It's also a message to get into your creative juices. We all need to do that. Being in a peaceful place where we can receive divine guidance and insight and all of the good things in life. It's a very sweet message. The energy I'm getting from it is just, hey, relax and take a breather. Go get creative. Whether that's through writing, music, art, crafting, knitting, crocheting, just that creative spark. That was actually the sermon that I gave, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before, was talking about how we connect with the divine through the creative process. And so whenever you are in creative mode rather than consumption mode, that's when you get that divine connection. And that's what is so important right now, is to get into that meditative state, those calm creative brain waves. You're going to start getting some insight moving forward as to what you should do with clarity. Okay. Okay. I have the Knight of Swords. It did come out in the reverse. I've got the Five of Wands. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And the Sun in reverse. Whenever they come out, like a ton of them in the reverse, it makes me kind of wonder if I am supposed to be reading them that way, and I'm being told no, that I actually have the whole thing flipped around. So let's go ahead and turn this whole thing around. So we're going to start with the Sun. So the truth is, you're living in your 10 of Pentacles era. That's coming in very, very soon. Make sure that you share. Sharing is important. Being of service is important. This may not mean, like Pentacles, yes, that does mean money in some regards, but it's more to do with anything in the physical realm. So basically the stability and the things to be grateful for is more of what I'm feeling here. In the reading that I had tried to do earlier, it was talking about how you are about to walk into your you be prepared for some good shit and get in alignment. Like if you're going to be doing any work right now, work on being fiscally responsible, because you actually do have quite a bit of money, like actual physical money coming in through some way. And the reason why it hasn't thus far is because it's being kind of withheld, because there is a little bit of irresponsibility happening on the financial front. If you can become financially responsible, you're going to end up, this is going to be the natural consequence with that. So the 10 of Pentacles, you're already in that era. You're already, it's like lined up to get to you. It's just, you want to be able to maintain what you're manifesting. It's not good enough just to get it. It's really important that once you have it, you're able to maintain it. Okay. So that's what they're asking for. But once it is maintained, getting into a process of, philanthropy is going to be really important. God is gifting your pockets so that you can be a blessing to others, I'm hearing, which is good. All right. There's no competing. There's no competition. What you're competing with is your past self, and you need to make peace with that, because your former self didn't know what it didn't know. And so thank them for making the decision to get you where you are now. I've got the Knight of Swords afterward. Right now is the time to take action. Let's go ahead and see what we need to take action on. What do we need to take action on currently? What does the collective need to take action on? Queen of Pentacles, I believe. Is this Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Wands? All right, I'm going to say, because I see this shield here, that this is the Queen of Pentacles, but I actually am also getting Queen of Wands energy. You're going to be getting some insight very, very soon that you're being asked to take some action on. The divine inspiration is the wands, and then the pentacle is the opportunity, but you have to take action in order to make that opportunity come to fruition and manifest into physical form. So being that queen, being open to receive, just like this Empress. And I'm hearing that these two are very, very tied together. Here, let me show you. These two are very, very tied together. You're going to be getting some inspiration on how you can be creative and turn that into some income. I'm hearing passive income. And that's taking action on that is going to be really important. I'm hearing all you need to do is 15 to 20 minutes a day of creative work, and this will actually come into alignment for you. Now, the very last card that I have, and I did get this card in the other reading that I did. There's a tower moment coming up, but it's not nearly as horrible as this one is looking. This is going to be a situation, based off of my other reading, where you have not given up on yourself. You have walked away from relationships that no longer serve you. Because you have done those two things and really put a lot of work and effort into harnessing this Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles type archetype, you are going to actually be receiving a surprise. You're not meant to know what it is, but they did tell me what it was about. And it's basically, it's going to be a change in perspective from a former opportunity. This is going to be the perspective you need to let go of any loose thoughts. You've done a really good job of getting out of your head and getting to work. But if you had, like, say, a relationship that you still sometimes kind of think and get irked about, you know, rejection or whatever, this tower moment is going to give you a change in perspective, because you're going to be getting some information on exactly why you should be thanking your higher power for not allowing that relationship to move forward. It's more of a kind of a, oh, wow, I am glad I am not invested in that shit show type of an attitude. Like it will let you put down anything that you're holding right now. Okay. Should you put it down anyway, regardless of whether you get this information? Yes, absolutely. But this information is coming in to help you do so. You're being encouraged to pray for that person. If it is a relationship, if it's a job situation, pray for the people who are running the company. It's always a good rule of thumb to pray for other people's healings when they pop into your mind. Okay. All right. I'm looking at my blanket right now. And it's a whole bunch of rainbows. And anytime I see rainbows, I'm hearing messages, because I always get the sense of the goddess Eris. You may be getting messages through your dream state very shortly, especially right around this coming weekend, which is August 8th, which is the Lion's Gate. And there are people who say, oh, it's nothing, it's a new age thing that's made up. And you know what, it may be, but the fact that the collective now embraces that gives it energy and actually does make it worthy of manifesting during that time, on top of the fact that this year we actually do have some astrology that is very conducive to manifesting. So that video that I did on what to manifest for the Lion's Gate is going to be very applicable. Dream journaling may be good for you. If you can't journal, if you struggle to journal, like just maybe recording a video with the synopsis of what happened in the dream, so that you can go back and review it a little bit later, may be good. But these messages are going to come in metaphors, so don't take them literally. Let's see what else. Whoop. Boom. All right. We've got the Eight of Wands. This is going to be coming in very, very fast. Ooh. Yeah. And the Hangman again. Okay. So, yeah, this change in perspective is going to be very helpful for you. You're going to actually be thanking God for doing what you could not do for yourself, and getting you out of that situation, whatever that situation is. Because there's some tomfoolery going on in that. All right. So we have got, after that, Two of Cups. We've got the Knight of Wands. And we've got the Hierophant. Okay. So you also do have some people who are very inspiring. Sometimes when I get this Knight, and I did get it in the other reading, but it meant something different based on the cards that were around it. You're gonna, I call this the F boy of the tarot. When I'm doing a reading for someone, if I get this or if I get the Knight of Cups, um, they're kind of a fly by night type of a person, and you should be very wary that it may be a very short lived relationship. However, in this particular reading, what I'm seeing with this Two of Cups, it's not necessarily romantic that I'm seeing. This is going to be someone who is very studious, very inspiring, and very inspired by you. There's going to be a reciprocity in inspiring one another. It could be a mentor, it could be a friend, a really really good friend. But this has soulmate written all over it, like soul tribe. And I'm not talking romantic. I'm talking someone who is very like-minded and a member of your soul tribe. This is going to be a relationship that brings a lot of joy with it. You're also being encouraged to read more. If you're in the 12-step program, you may need to do some bibliomancy. Get your big book of AA or the big blue book of NA, and just pray for a message, and then flip to a page with your eyes closed, and you will see a message there. That's going to be very helpful for you, and you will be surprised how appropriate it is when it does come up. But that's really, honestly, that's the message wrapped up in a nice little bow. You're doing really really well. You haven't given up on yourself, and you're being applauded for that. The one thing that I will say is that in the other reading that I did earlier, it did say to take some time out. You're working too much. You need to go have fun with other people. You need to experience more times of joy. Unadulterated, innocent, wholesome joy. So, go bowling if you can afford it. If you can't afford that, go out in nature and pack a sack lunch and just have a picnic out there with the birds. I'm also seeing, this is drawing my eye, I'm seeing 3 pentacles on this Hanged Man card. And I'm also seeing 3 pumpkins down here. Let me pull some cards on that one, because that's very curious. I've never noticed that before. Just a little story about this deck. This deck was actually gifted to me by someone, and this is really what started my tarot journey. And since it's my AA birthday, I really wanted to use it for the reading today, because this is really what started it all. And 80 decks later, and a full-fledged spiritual business, 5 years later, 4 years later, it's been about little over 4 years since I got this deck. Because I got it while I was in recovery in my first year. I have utilized divination in so many different ways to help me align myself with God's will for me in my life, and to help me cope through some of the stuff that I was going through at the time without drinking. And it's gotten me out of bad relationships. It's gotten me into really good business opportunities, and I highly recommend learning tarot. If you want to learn tarot, let me know, because yeah, email trinity@esoteriallc.com, and that I can teach you how I do it, because I do it a little bit differently than other people. I'm more of an intuitive reader, even though I do know the rote meanings of the cards. All right, so tell me more about this 3 of Pentacles on the Hanged Man. Tell me about this 3 of Pentacles on the Hanged Man. I'm being told no reversals here. Okay, so it's going back to this Tower. Okay, so it has to do with that Tower and that change in perspective. Justice. And the Three of Wands. Lots of threes tonight. Tell me about justice, please. Tell me about justice. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So the perspective with this Three Pentacles in the Hanged Man, you've been working with Spirit. It's the Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration and working with others. You have literally been working with the divine. And in so doing, your justice has come by becoming very independent, very self-sufficient. Tell me about the Three of Wands, please. Tell me about Three of Wands. The Magician. I'm hearing the world is your oyster and you are the alchemist. It's time to sit down and make some plans on what you do desire and what you do cast forth. Make some decisions on what's priority in your life. What do you want? You've done the work. You've cleared the karmic debt. And you're going to manifest through having fun. So don't be afraid to do that. You might want to go fishing. Yeah, you might want to go fishing. Interesting. I don't know why. It could be that it's just quiet there and you can get some messages. But use your magic. Don't be afraid to use it. And when I say magic, if that makes you ruffle your feathers, A, I don't know why you're on my channel, but B, just know that prayer and meditation is a form of magic. Setting intentions, positive affirmations, all of that is magic. Baby, you are magic down to your bone marrow. You have everything you need to cultivate this, to make this Nine of Pentacles to a Ten of Pentacles, okay? And we said, in the other cards, we heard this. So this is really like this, you were, whatever that situation was in the past, it was going to hold you back from attaining this. And you can't get to where you're going without getting to here first. And so really genuinely, this may be your Tower moment, this reading right here. You may not get any actual physical insight. I have a feeling you're going to, but just know that you have done so much work that just be very grateful that that tower came down and that you were forced to rebuild on a better foundation. All right, get to learning about how to handle your fiscal responsibilities because money's coming in shortly. I'm also hearing managing your time will be very fruitful. Get your house in order as well. It's imminent. It's coming. It's for you. And Spirit really wants you to be prepared when it arrives. So, I'm hearing within the next 30 days, actually. All right. If no one's told you today, know that I love you. And happy birthday to me. Take care.